we are in week 3 of this 6-week build against Paul Sr. from OCC Choppers and Sean from Bikes and Beards. And just really quick to bring everybody up to speed, we got a 2004 Harley Davidson V-Rod that we're building. Last time we got everything stripped off of it. Now we came up with a design and a direction for this build, and I think now it's time to start finally pulling everything off of it. Really? I hope that's my painter calling, actually. Okay, it was him, but we're gonna catch up later because, you know, we gotta keep moving here. So I'm down to 3 weeks and it is crunch time, and things are getting a little bit hectic. I still have a bunch of parts rolling in. There's boxes everywhere, but now I really need to focus in on the order of operations, you know, because I don't want to pull the front end apart to send the paint because I might need it to mock something else up that I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing.
You gotta calm down, Craig. Just start where we start.
Dan always has a good idea, and that is we just start where we start. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so in all seriousness here, we have a lot of work to do. And I'm gonna just start pulling things off. I'm gonna keep everything organized so I can keep upstairs organized. Okay, let's do it. Where do we wanna start? We're gonna work at pulling the swing arm. We're gonna work at pulling engine covers, headlights coming off. Tins are already off. Those are gonna be getting sent to get prepped. Hope this pivot shaft isn't stuck in there. That would not be fun, man. That's probably 20 years of corrosion going on in there. Let's start in the front. We're gonna pull the calipers. I'm gonna work at pulling this headlight. And then I think from this headlight, we are gonna work our way towards the back. See where we get. So I keep a rail of metric and I keep a rail of standards for when I'm working on Harleys, but I always keep a 10mm 12 point on my standard set for these bolts right here. Harley caliper bolts, 10mm 12 point. Boom, boom. So there's a common upgrade that you can do here on these front brakes. Requires a bracket. Like I said in the last video when I was riding this bike, these front brakes are just atrocious. So what we're gonna do, now a lot of times, and I was guilty of this too, this is something I just learned fairly recently, is I used to rebuild the Harley master cylinders on these, and the brakes would still not be great. They'd be better, but they wouldn't be great. What I learned was, it's actually in the caliper. The caliper seals are just garbage from the beginning. So you put a set of new caliper seals in these calipers and they will actually work a lot better. But here's what we're gonna do. I got a set of calipers off of a, this is the Suzuki GSXR 600 750, I believe. Should go there. Thank you, sir. So that'll go there. That should be cool. That's gonna give us a lot more stopping power. So basically what this bracket does is takes it from the normal mount here to a radial mount so you can run these bigger calipers. Now they do make calipers, and like HHI makes, these are actually HHI brackets, these are really nice. But they also make calipers that you can just bolt right onto here and not use these brackets, but I don't know, I kind of thought this was cool, so that's what I'm doing. And then the next step is, well, I need to figure out hardware, and I still need to figure out wheels and brake rotors, and I'm probably gonna have to figure out brake lines. Okay, so that's cool. I know that will work. At least I'm 98% sure right now that'll work.
So there's a chance it won't work. We gotta leave everyone hanging in suspense.
Gotta leave some suspense.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel good.
98% good.
Pull the other one. Okay. So I do believe we have front brakes halfway sorted. And I'll let that all drain out. I do believe next thing will be headlight. Let's pull the headlight off. And that should be as simple as these two bolts and a plug. Not gonna need that where we're going. All right, cool. Now let's work our way back here. We're gonna drain the oil. I'm gonna pull this cover. I'm gonna pull the stator cover, the alternator cover. Switch between the metrics and the standards again. What do we need to drain this oil? Whee! That's a shame, that's good oil. Well, you can't make an omelet without cracking a couple eggs. That's what I always say. Right, Dan? How many times do I say that a day?
I say that so much every day. Makes me really hungry for omelets.
I think V-Rods anymore are so like, they're kind of becoming more of a cult following type bike. I noticed finding parts for these things has not been super easy, but they are out there if you know where to look. So what this is this is your basically your slave cylinder. So when you put pressure, force to the clutch lever, it goes to the master cylinder, and it's pushing the fluid because you can't compress the fluid, right? To here, and that pushes this piston out, and it pushes on the throwout bearing, and that's what engages in the clutch.
It's a very satisfying click.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Drop it in the oil.
Right in the oil.
Yeah. Where's your oil dunking magnet, Craig? Better pull that out before you forget about it.
Let's go fishing. Nailed it.
All that, just for a little bit of oil.
Yeah, there's a reason. I'm not telling you what the reason is, but there is a reason. If you guys noticed, you're probably wondering, because you probably did notice by now. Remember when your dad would cut himself shaving and he'd like walk out of the bathroom with like little pieces of So what I did was I had some help, and I had some artist friends of mine come over, and we started working on the paint scheme and the direction to take this bike. So I went through and I marked everything with a piece of tape that can easily change color. We don't have the time and everything, the resources to pull off like repowder coating the frame and getting into everything. So I need to be a little picky and a little choosy. I put tape on, and then what we did is we went through and we marked the tape with a mark so I can keep things straight and I know what color things are gonna be. Now, these hieroglyphics probably don't mean anything, but it'll all start coming together. You'll see. There we go.
Wiggle it, Craig.
Wiggle it just a little bit. Okay, that's one cover. Let me set that up here. Okay, moving on. I'm not too keen on this shift linkage, Dan. I feel like we can do better. Okay, now, one of the questions is gonna be, is this wet or dry in here? Select the stator, there it goes. Okay, now, okay, nice. Set this on something so it doesn't get all boogered up. Okay, Dan, we are making fantastic progress. I am happy with the way this is coming apart. So far, this has been fantastic. Okay, next what we're gonna do is drain the coolant. Oh boy, watch out. Okay, here it's coming. Okay, and while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna start putting some bolts in the bags so that I can keep track of things and keep a relatively nice work area. Okay, so we have stator cover. Clutch cover. This is clutch. Okay, so the ones with washers go on the slave cylinder. The ones without washers go on the cover. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna show you a trick to remember that. Go.
The trick is writing it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Incredible trick.
Just gonna let that system drain down there a bit. And while it's doing that, I'm gonna clean up my tools. We're gonna keep working our way here towards the back. Now the reason I'm draining the coolant, we're gonna let the radiator drain out. It's gonna drain all this. And then I'm gonna pull this bolt here because these heads hold coolant. So this will drain the front head bolt or the front head. So I'll pull that, and then I'm pulling this cover off here because that's getting changed. So, oil. Do we have all the oil out of this bike? Yeah, I think we do for the most part. Okay, it looks like our coolant is starting to come to an end here. Now, if I do this right, and I put this under here, it's gonna try to catch the coolant that comes out. Can I do it better from here? Yeah, okay. Let's see if this will work. Yep. And now we'll pull that water pump cover. Where's my rolly stool? Here it is. Boom, boom, boom. Pass. Cross. Score! All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Looks like we have this. And this here, I believe, is held on with this hose clamp that's holding on that hose. We have this hose clamp here. 10-4, Roger, Dodger. Okay, and we're getting water already dripping out. I wonder if I can to just help soak some of that up. Okay, so these are going to be long because, yeah, these hold, there's an inner and an outer here. This is the outer, this is the inner, and then you have your block. This isn't going to make a mess.
This is just the episode of the build-off where the bike dumps fluids all over the place.
All over the place. Made in the US of A.
Nice.
Heavy duty.
That's, oh yeah. Comment section, is Harley heavy duty?
Okay, well, I kept some of the coolant out of the motor. We're about ready to pull this swing arm. There we go. Okay, so once the axle's out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this shock bolt, this lower shock mount. Okay, and that releases our belt guard. Okay, and now the belt guard should slide back out of the way. Okay. Now, our belt comes out of the way, just pops out of the front there like that. Cool. Now, don't know what that was. Now we can pull the belt off. Oh, let's pop this off so that doesn't goof us up. That's a honking pulley. Holy. So we do this, and we do this.
How heavy is that wheel, Craig?
Pretty heavy, more than you can lift, Dan. All right, that went in there, just like such. Okay, next, remove that belt, and then we remove the passenger pegs. I need to pull this nut, and I need to pull this bolt here. This lower shock mount needs to come off. Arm's all but free. Well, there's a, why?
Well, who put that there?
I don't know, Dan.
You did.
Hit it with a couple ugga-duggas. Okay, so it's spinning. It's actually a good sign that it's spinning. Means hopefully it's not stuck inside the engine block. All right, I need a big honking Allen wrench.
Do you need me to hold that?
Could fall off.
No, it's spinning around. Oh, wait, never mind. There we go. Table got it.
Look at this. Look.
Oh.
One finger pivot shaft pull. That is a first. That's anybody that's ever pulled one of these shafts knows that's a first. Cool. There we got a V-rod swing arm, my friends.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Pretty exciting.
I think so. Other than forks and a little bit up here, I think we pretty much have everything pulled off this bike right now that needs to head to the paint shop. Yeah, dude. We are making a good progress. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna clean up my tools. Okay, it's a few days later. All the parts that we got off the bike, I got dropped off at paint, and then I loaded up old Bessie over here and went for a dirt bike ride, and it was a lot of fun. So, I am not much of a painter, and because I'm not much of a prepper to paint, and I don't have the patience. So I am getting some help there. It's gonna be awesome. I'm actually having a friend do it, so I'm excited about that. But there's also some other things on here that I wanna change the colors on, and I figured this was the perfect time to learn or try or figure out how to do kind of like DIY in your shop powder coating. I never messed with it, always wanted to. We're gonna do it today. Let's take inventory of what I got, and we're gonna kind of just figure this out together, if I'm being perfectly honest. Let's see, what do we got? Oy.
Box fans.
We got a protective suit, we have a respirator, and another protective suit. Hopefully one of these is Dan-sized. Water heater tape. I'm gonna show you what that's for here in a minute. Oh, that's a hinge, okay. We need two things for powder coat. We need an area to spray the powder, and we need an oven to cure the powder. Now, from the research I've done, you need to get the part up to like 350 to 400 degrees for 15, 20 minutes in order for the powder to flow and do its magic. I think we can accomplish, there's a number of different ways to accomplish this. Guys are building with the metal studded with insulation and using oven heaters. That might be a step 2 for me. I'm going a little more basic here to try things out and a little less costly. So what I did, I went on the marketplace and I got myself a drum. The trick here was I had to find a drum that had a removable lid, not just the bungs. And here's my idea. This isn't my idea. A friend sent me this from the interwebs. And what they did is they took a 55-gallon drum, and they wrapped it in insulation, put the lid back on, stuck a heat gun in the bottom, the thermometer in, and apparently this works. So here's what I got. Here's what we're gonna do. I got a water heater insulation blanket. I got a thermometer here. Tells us the temperature of things. And I got his heat gun. I got 2 heat guns because if one's good, 2's better. These things were like 15 bucks a piece, and we're gonna see how they work. I wonder if I should be wearing gloves for this.
Why?
Because it's insulation.
Oh. I mean, yes, you probably should, but when's that stopped you before?
I don't like being itchy.
Covering your hands in oil, acidic chemicals, no gloves. Craig's fine. But slightly itchy,
I'm out.
unacceptable.
What do they do? Wrap the directions? Oh.
I'm glad that this insulation is yellow, so it doesn't look like cotton candy.
And we got that done. Oof, I'm gonna set it on some bricks. Okay.
It's a beautiful insulated bucket, Craig.
Thank you. I got it sitting on some bricks because I don't want it directly on the concrete. I did forget to cut the hole for the heat gun before I did the insulation, so we're gonna cut the hole now.
Happy accident.
Happy accident.
Do it all at once.
Let's see what we got for hole saws. Don't look at that.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shouldn't have looked at it.
Said don't
Uh-oh.
look at that.
Uh-oh. Totally not related to what's under this very inconspicuous green sheet.
If we get a 2.5-inch hole, it's gonna put us into about there. Okay, well, roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is put a hole in the side of the barrel. Need a drill. Oh, I hate this drill. Whee! It's hot. Taut and sharp. Okay, so now we have a hole. I'm gonna clean out the bottom of the drum quick. Where's my...
Is it in?
It's in.
And Eureka.
Dude, nice fit. Okay, I won't lie, I'm liking where this is headed. The next thing we need is a way to hang things or set things. I don't know, we're gonna have to play around there a little bit, but I believe our next step, we're gonna put this lid on, turn this on.
And it's going to do great things for America.
There's high. I can feel stuff. There's some heat there already.
Think one heat gun's going to be enough?
I don't know, we're gonna find out. All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing for a little bit. And while that's doing its thing, let's see what else we got here. We have our PPE. We got a backup heat source. We got the hinge for the barrel that's seeming more like a bad idea. Thermometer. Oh, I guess we could drill a hole and put the thermometer in.
You want to drill another hole?
Yeah, you want to do that? Then we can keep real-time stats as it's doing stuff. All right, let's evaluate here a second. Where would be a good spot for a thermometer? I kind of want to go, what do you think, here? Give us like air temperature at the top of the barrel?
Can you just do it in the lid too?
No, that would be a fantastic idea actually, Dan. Oh, it's magnetic. Well, let's do this for meow.
Bam!
Well, I want more of a seal because we're just letting air escape now. But it climbed to 124 really quick. Okay, we'll see what that does. 125, 26, 8, 49, 12, 150. Okay, so we're about halfway there. Let's figure this stuff out. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Whoa. Cords and cables everywhere. Foot switch. Got a box, got a gun. Air dryer, a couple yellow things. Okay, those are where you put your powder. That I know. Let's open up another box. It'll make it easier. Okay, I got tape to mask stuff. I got other items that I'm gonna need for this. And then I got powders. Awesome sauce. So the idea behind this is you take a powder, much like one of these, and it goes in your hopper, and you take your metal parts and everything's cleaned and prepped really well, and they're hanging on a rack or sitting on a metal rack or whatever. So I believe what you do here is you give them a negative charge. When the powder comes out of the gun, it has a positive charge, and what that does is it attracts the powder to the metal part, and it sticks to the metal part. When you have a good coating of powder, so when it goes into your oven and you cook it for 15, 20 minutes, whatever the directions say, for the powder that you're using. So in theory, this should be a pretty simple process. I know a lot of the work comes in prep, and I also know that when you buy stuff like this, you know, say Harbor Freight, there's a couple little things you always have to upgrade or modifications to do to the gun or something, whatever it is, to make it work better. I got those upgrades, I believe. I have a mixing tube for the gun and a nozzle so we get good even spray patterns. I think I need to look at the instructions. I need to get powder filled up. I need to get a test piece, and we're gonna have to figure this out. Our oven's sitting at 257 right now, and it is 258. It's climbing slow.
And it has to be at what temperature again?
We gotta get the part that we're curing 350 to 400 degrees. And that's the part, that's not the air temperature around the part, that's the actual part.
How are we gonna get it to suspend up there?
Well, I have this bar I can go across, so I have to drill a hole or two, and then we can hook things onto here, and they'll be suspended in the barrel. Oh, here, look, okay. I'm using prismatic powders here, and this is their soft clear. And right here on the bag, it gives a cure schedule, 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Cure time begins once part reaches temperature. Here's the white that we're using. Cure schedule, 15 minutes at 375 degrees. So that's really handy. These powders are giving me the cure times, so I don't have to think about it. Okay, so we gotta get a powder coat gun put together. Let's work at that. Why do they already have that nozzle in? I'm guessing this is gonna go here. What's this? Let's open this stuff up. So if I pop this screw out, I'm just guessing here. I really have no idea what I'm doing. There, now it's coming off. Okay, so that slips off. Move that out of the way. Let's get this cleaned up. There it goes. This diffuser has 1, 2, 3 holes. The one that comes in the gun is just one little hole. So this is gonna get air moving a lot better. We should be able to run it at a lower PSI. We're gonna assemble it all together like this. And then that presses into there. And then we have our screw. You can put a little silicone on here too to reseal it, but they said you don't have to. We're gonna try it like this for now. So that modification's done. The next thing we have is this diffuser tip. And this piece, okay, our oven's up to 320. What time did we turn that on? Do you remember?
I don't know, 45 minutes ago.
Okay, give that a little Teflon tape. We'll screw on this dryer that they supplied. Okay, we need to come up with a place to actually spray this stuff. So here's my idea for that. Oh boy, so many ideas, so little time, Dan. I got a drop cloth and I got a tarp. Let's start with the tarp. So we have a tarp, and that's gonna help protect my floor, keep powder off the floor. We got box fans and filters, so we can suck the powder away from us, and it should all get stuck in the filters. Now, here's what I got. Other than a lot of dust in my lungs from riding this weekend. This is a 6 foot by 6 foot greenhouse. She's growing daffodils, but I'm pretty sure you could powder coat in this thing. Okay. There's a piece. That's a piece. There's another one. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's what we've done. We set up a greenhouse. That's gonna be our spray booth. We have a fan with a filter to suck the stuff out, the bad stuff. And then we have all this stuff plugged in. We have our air pressure set. All that's left to do is I'm gonna throw a little powder in a cup. Gonna put the cup on the gun. I'm gonna flip the switch. And this is gonna be our first time trying this. Oh yeah, another thing we did is we upgraded the barrel, drilled a second hole, put the second heat gun in because it was topping out at like 350, and I want to be able to get the oven up to at least 400 so that, because some like this one here, 15 minutes at 320, the other primer is 5 minutes at 400, so we need to up our Fahrenheits a little bit. I guess when we're done, we can just dump this powder back in the bag. Okay.
Make sure you give it a deep inhale.
Okay, so this goes on here. Let's put that on. Let's turn this on. Boom. Now if I hit, let's turn on our fan. We got cords everywhere. I'm not 100% sure what this foot pedal does. So if I hit this button, what happens? Oh, got some powder. I don't know what I'm doing here, Dan. I'm gonna step on this pedal. Let's see if anything sticks.
Okay. Is it doing anything?
It's not doing it very well. I feel like nothing's sticking.
Were you holding the pedal the whole time?
I was. Was it making noise when I was doing it?
No. I mean, I didn't hear any. Is it making noise now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna go through a whole
Hey, maybe it
pound of powder before.
maybe it looks like it's sticking a little bit, right?
Is it?
Looks gray from here.
Yeah, I guess it is gray. Yeah, but it's like all lumpy, and it's definitely not even.
You seen any videos of people powder coating?
No, but I probably should have watched some.
Yeah.
I do know like a ground is super important. Maybe since it's going through all of this and into the, and then out, I don't know.
Oh, something counts as a ground.
Let's get our, I'm not sure we had our pressures set quite right. Now we're shooting some powder.
Oh man, now it's hitting hard.
Okay.
Is it coated now?
It's coated now.
Gotta get it in the oven. Gotta cure it. Hurry, Craig. You only have as long as you feel like taking on it.
Okay, our oven, wow, we're up to 316 degrees already.
How long did it take with one heat gun last time? Like 45 minutes?
Yeah. Well, I need to figure out a way now. Where's this rod? So do we just want that rod to sit across there? And uh-oh.
What? What's happening?
Our heat gun's melting.
Uh-oh.
It's like melting in half. Look at that.
I'm wondering if this hack really works at all.
Yeah, because we're topping out now at like 316. How can that be? It's getting colder.
Are they both still running?
Yeah.
I don't know. That one that's been in looks like it's not gonna be running for much longer.
Oh, no, it's not running.
It's dead. It killed itself.
It did.
It's still plugged in, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, that would do it.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Hurry, Craig, let's get it going. Temperature's dropping.
All right, now we're heading back in the right direction.
Yeah! Oh, we are booking. Hurry, Craig, let's cure one piece before the whole thing fries.
All right, Dan, you got it.
We'll never be able to do this again, but at least we'll get our test piece.
Oh.
What? They're just going in and out.
They're just starting to make lots of noise.
Uh-oh. It's just...
Starting to think maybe I should have splurged and got the $40 heat guns and not the $15 ones. Okay, we're at 400 degrees. Part of the idea to doing stuff like this is to have everything prepped and ready and figured out before you get things full of powder and other things 400 degrees. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we're just gonna figure this out now.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but now we're back down to 350.
Well, it'll go back up. This is only the 350 one, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Yeah, 320.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but we need our part to get up to 320, not just the air in our oven.
And then the timer starts when that hits the mark. This is stressful.
How are we gonna know?
With laser beams, Dan.
Oh, with laser beams, that's right.
Everything's hot.
Okay, so now we're hovering at 318.
That's where we want to be hovering.
Yeah. I'm full of great ideas, Dan, aren't I?
You sure are, Craig. You sure are.
All right, let's see if we got our piece to temperature. Oh, did one of them just shut off? I don't know. Okay, it looks like it's, yeah, that's so hot. Okay, we're at 324. And if you look in there, it is showing liquid, like the powder is starting to flow.
Heat guns are holding up beautifully.
I don't know if beautifully is the term I'd use.
Okay, so we're gonna let that cook for, what did it say, 15 minutes?
Correct.
Okay.
You want me to set a timer?
Yep, let's come back in 15 minutes. Let's see what happened here.
Let's see the damage.
Look at that.
Don't look bad, Craig.
That is not too bad for my first.
That ain't too shabby, Craig.
Oh, I got so much dust in me from this weekend.
Craig, don't die.
You can see where it got a little thick in some spots, but you can see how it's like nice and glossy. So you can see how it changed from the powder and it flowed well. These prismatic powders, they are like the best, in my opinion, powders to be using. They flow nice, they cover well. This is fantastic. It's not perfect, but this is a really great start. I'm super happy.
This is not a part of the bike, by the way. This is a test run.
This is a test piece. Okay, so I'm happy with this. This is my first test piece with our do-it-yourself, at-home powder coating system. I got a lot to learn though, so I can get parts perfect for this bike. I'm gonna keep working at it. We got a big surprise for you on the next bike build-off video. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're making good progress. Dan is gonna put a video here and here. Check him out, I know you're gonna love him. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.